in the world these two players are fighting over a comet that's flying through space? Like, why would you build your base on an asteroid?
I don't know, man.
The answer, Kev, is because there's minerals on that asteroid.
That's a deep question.
They want those minerals. They want that Vespene gas.
This looks a lot more standard from us than in the previous games. You see Galaxy, of course, being the red Zerg on the right top side of Daybreak, while us is our Protoss representing Fnatic. Yellow Protosses look good, man. They are some of my favorites.
Yellow's a very Protoss color.
Yeah, no, like it's a nice contrast between both colors. If they are like blue and green, it's kind of ugly. Yellow and red always works.
What about like orange and teal?
Orange is good. I like orange.
Orange is kind of like yellow.
Orange is a real Protoss color as well. I feel like orange and yellow. Green can work, but
what if it was like orange and yellow together?
Both are a bit too bright. I really feel that
silly.
Red versus yellow is the best.
I like red versus blue.
No, I don't like blue. Blue is hard to spot on minimap when there is creep.
No.
And blue versus red, the contrast is really not that big. Like yellow is much brighter than blue. I've always said that, man.
What about like...
This is like a...
Yeah, I got nothing.
No.
I'm trying to go somewhere with it, but I got nothing. It is, in fact, looking incredibly standard on both sides of the map, Kev. Gasless, fast expand for Zerg.
Also, even getting the forge before the Nexus ban, despite scouting it. He did see the spawning pool. This timing is not that intimidating, but still he rather got the forge first. And he's going to delay the hatch a little bit as well. He's probably going to cancel this Python though, because he knows that Zerglings will spawn pretty quickly, and losing 75 extra minerals is a little bit of a waste.
Yep, just a few short seconds away are those Zerglings as Oz continues to try and dance around this drone over in the third base. Hatch being blocked pretty successfully. Oz doing a nice job of that. Does go ahead and get his Nexus down. Never canceled that pylon, by the way, Kevin. He's going to go ahead and block this third base as well. So making a big commitment to this this sort of stall tactic.
There's no cannon yet either in his natural. He's even going to get a gate before the cannon, really banking on the fact that these Lings are going to take out these Spinans. They kind of have to, of course, otherwise Galaxy is going to be stuck on one base forever. He did cancel this one. There might be some people wondering right now, Ben, just tuning in and wondering, Galaxy? Who is Galaxy? Well, Galaxy is one of the players that qualified for the NHL through to the open bracket last season. He played in the same qualifier that BSTQT won. So that also means that he was still a part of the NASL Season 3, in which he played in the online playoffs. He beat Hazelhops 3-2 in the first round, but then in the playoffs, because first it was wildcards, then it was playoffs. In those playoffs, when he ran into MC, and he lost that series 3-1.
Oftentimes, things that run into MC stop.
Yes.
MC is the
blocker of success.
Have you seen like the crash dummy tests where they send like the car down the track and smash it into a big wall?
Of course.
MC is the wall at the end of the crash dummy track.
This car has a great run. Boom. Not that great.
Doesn't matter how fast you're going, you hit MC and you just stop immediately.
Well, but it doesn't really ever happen that the car goes through the wall, right?
No, man.
But sometimes MC does lose. How do you explain that?
It's kind of like Happy Zerg when he loses.
He just wants it.
It's called mercy.
Alright, 4 more drones on the way right now. Oz is on 24 workers ban, while we see Galaxy on 22. Yeah, I don't know all that much about Galaxy, of course. I've seen the games that he has played within the NASL. I kind of like his style against Protoss. I find it sometimes a little bit unorthodox. It's not as straightforward as some of the other Zergs that we know. Oz, by the way, Ben, only has 2 probes in each simulator.
Interesting.
And I'm still in a little bit of pain and agony. I don't know what's wrong with my eyes today, but my contact lens is seriously bugging.
You should probably go see an eye doctor.
Yeah, I probably should.
You shouldn't mess around with your eyes, man.
I know. If my mom would be listening, she would get very mad at me that I haven't checked out yet. So yes, guys, if I sound weird or look weird, I'm in pain and agony. But those are the sacrifices I make for esports, Ben. I give the people what they desire.
I mean, like, if you smash your finger, that's one thing, because eventually your finger's going to heal. But an eye, you don't really want to mess around with your eyes.
I know. And it hurts. This Overlord, Ben, is in a little bit of trouble as a couple of Zerglings are going to try to surround this
not as much trouble as that Stalker might be in. He really wants to kill that Overlord. Nice micro by Oz. Picks off the Overlord and still scampers away. Third Nexus at 7 minutes. What?
6:55. Oh, he's dragging the Lings away. And his Stargate? That's impossible.
You can't hold this.
No.
And I don't think Galaxy has any intention of trying to play a macro game. He's making a Roach Warren and more units.
Yeah, because he thinks he's might going to have to deal with some gateway aggression. He doesn't know yet. This is the first time he scouts, so this is actually the first time that he's going to be able to see that he doesn't have to worry about 4 gate +1 or anything among those likes. This is crazy. I mean, a Protoss going up to 3 bases that quick is crazy, but if they have a lot of sentries pumping out Immortals, they can defend. But with a Stargate?
Yeah. I mean, maybe the thinking here is Oz is going to keep Galaxy on the defensive while he buys himself time to it. Man, he's going to go Void Ray. While he buys himself time, I guess you almost have to go Void Ray because you need something that can shoot down.
Exactly. The Overlord did spot it though, Ben, and as those links still did not check that third base by Oz. It only makes sense that Oz is, I mean that right now Galaxy is just going to defend. He's like, oh, Stargate opening, yeah, that's kind of standard. That's what a lot of Pro players do in this map. When you see 4 additional gates going down and +1 being researched right now. He still didn't scout it yet.
It's all kind of a question of time, Kevin, and if Oz is given just a couple of minutes, he's not going to be attackable.
Not even a couple, Ben. I would say 2 minutes and he's going to be fine.
That's a couple.
Oh yeah, a couple is always 2, ain't that right? You won that argument over me once, which made me really mad.
Well, there's not even an argument. It's just a fact. Finally, some Lings do make their way in here. That cannon is nicely protected by a little wall of gateways, and this could be a critical scout. Look at the great micro, just keeping that Stalker alive. Loses a sentry in the exchange, and a Stalker eventually falling. Yeah, now, is this does this little Ling run by come in time to allow Galaxy to react to this third base?
I don't think so.
Or is it already too late?
And also, of course, Oz is going to have a good idea right now what's going to come. 34 Lings are in production right now, though. But the Phoenix is going to scout. Maybe he's going to be able to see all those Lings more. That would be great. But he does see that the extractors are not taken yet in the natural, and that's a pretty big tell as well.
34 Lings on top of the 17 that are already out. That's 51 Zerglings making their way across the map right now.
Yeah, but I feel right now Oz is already on a reasonable amount of gates. +1 is going to be ready soon. I'm surprised, man, he didn't that extra cannons. There we go, another cannon. I like this wall. This is so solid. Ain't this solid?
It's pretty solid, man. You got the hooligans in the front. You got the cannons in the back.
I don't really like this. Only one cannon over here, man, and the Stalker. That's a
little bit risky, certainly. But that army, that little ground army, is not that far away. They can walk over. And, you know, a cannon can be dropped right below that Stalker to make a full tight wall.
Come on, Oz. Didn't you see that with the Stalker? Ling, so many Lings. He could have just run them in right now.
Oh man, tense moments right now. And the fact that Galaxy made these Lings is such a huge commitment, Kevin. It allows these worker counts to be this even. 70 probes to 70 drones. If Oz can just get the time, he is never, ever going to be broken in a heads-up attack.
Force fields won't go down. More and more drones going up, and the infestation pit is on the way. Fungos would be absolutely fantastic against this army that Oz is on the map right now. And interestingly enough, we also see a Spire going down.
Oz has scouted it, Kevin. Yeah. He knows that it's there. That is huge.
He has 3 Phoenixes. I always have the feeling he only made 1. Where are the other 2, do you know?
Oh, just back at home.
There's one over here and there's one over here. On patrol. He's using it like an observer.
I guess the Phoenix kind of fills that purpose. A little Ling run by trying to have it somewhere, but Oz is just on top of it, man. This very greedy third base seems to have worked out, at least for the time being. Decent amount of gas saved up here for Galaxy, so he can hammer out, I don't know, 9, 10 mutas when that Spire finish. Oh, no, he's going to go Infester.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised by that as well. I actually think mutas wouldn't have been terrible, man. Considering the fact there are so many sentries on the map. And yes, there is a Stargate, yes, there are Phoenixes, but if he waits a little bit longer and then suddenly goes up to 14 Munilisk or something at once, I really think you can catch the Protoss off guard, and you're going to be able to take map control, and you will be able to go up to 4 bases comfortably and make infestors behind that. I don't think that would have been a wrong decision. When there are only 3 Phoenixes on the map, that's something you can get away with. But he's not doing that. So.
I sort of feel the same way. Oz feeling a little bit nervous. He's going to go ahead and start making a couple more Phoenixes just because he doesn't know exactly what's coming.
Force fields, man. A lot of force fields going down. Man. Great force fields by Oz.
Very, very strong force fields, trapping just about every one of those Zerglings. Sad day to be a Zergling.
Wow. That's insane.
Ling Ling would be disappointed.
He just killed so many units. Ling Ling. We actually know a person called Ling Ling. Well, we don't really know her yet, but we might know her soon. I find the name fantastic.
More Ling's gonna try to get by over here into the natural, trying to focus down this Colossus build. Great dance in there by Oz. Only takes a smidge of hull damage. 192 of 200 HP as the shields do go ahead and start regenerating.
If you could marry anyone, Ben, wouldn't you like to marry the woman with the name Ling Ling?
Lady Gaga.
Why not Ling Ling?
Because man, Lady Gaga is, she's the one.
Really? You like Lady Gaga?
I love Lady Gaga.
You should be embarrassed of yourself. 15 more drones on the way. That's going to bring Galaxy up to 99 drones, Ben. 80 infestors are out as well, but I think that Oz is quite okay with this because he still went up to 3 bases so ridiculously quick. He had a great Protoss economy so far. He's going to be aggressive right now. +2 is going to be ready soon. He also has +1 armor. There's a Void Ray in the mix. There are still a couple of Phoenixes which are going to get fungled. He just wants him to use energy.
It's almost worth it, man. It's just 2 Phoenixes. I mean, they're not really going to do much else in a fight except maybe absorb some Corruptor shots. Yeah. Didn't soak up that much energy. Maybe if they'd been spread out a little more, it would have been a bit better. But
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'd say mission mostly accomplished. Oz is in great shape, man. He's on even supply with Galaxy. And Galaxy's going to run right into
those
this.
force fields by Oz.
Galaxy was not expecting to find a Protoss army right there. And Kevin, I think the word for this is good game.
Le massacre, as the French would say.
Wow, Oz.
That's the second time, man, that he hits absolutely perfect force fields. And some people at home might be, well, it's not really that hard to force field over a ramp. But doing it in a clutch moment like this, when you're actually in a competitive game, it already gets a lot harder. Those force fields, man, in both situations were perfect. As we see Oz perhaps overextending a little bit, man. There's only 1 Colossus remains.
Yeah, really trying to push this
but so many stalkers
wall heavily. There are so many stalkers on the map. 24 of them remain. He can just go right past these spine crawlers if he wants. He doesn't have to fight right here.
He wants to kill them. Oh, Colossus a little bit misrallied. Will stay alive.
That is a Rambo Colossus. Just walks right through everything. He's going to take a lot of damage from that spore crawler, but does stay alive. Look at the warp in.
And the warp is a massive.
9 stalkers at a time.
Yeah, it's crazy. 9 blink stalkers with 2-1 upgrades. 1 portion goes down once more. The infestors are so low on energy. That final Colossus will fall, Ben, but it seems like it's going to be good enough for us.
I'd say more than good enough, Kev. This is great for Oz as he's going to make his way up into the natural.
There are Broodlords in the way right now. I'm not sure where they are morphing.
2 Broods morphing over that 4th base. But there's just no answer for the Stalkers, man. Even Zealots being warped in now
nice
just to run around would be more annoying.
Able to warp in on the high ground. A little bit sloppy, there was no creep there.
Look at this Colossus. What are you doing, Colossus? Who lets you drive that Colossus, Billy?
Billy. Stop playing around with the Colossus. How many times do we have to say they are no toys? This Corruptor will fall as well, so that means that, well, we have 2 Broodlords, man, 2 Broodlords and a bunch of infestors, but this Protoss army of Oz is just massive. And keep how low, look how low Oz is keeping his money, man. He's mining 2,000 minerals per minute, 1,000 gas, and he still really goes over 1,000 minerals.
Yeah, those 2 Broodlords only have to kill 34 Stalkers, Kev.
Well, it's going to be close, I think. If I was controlling those Stalkers, it would be pretty close. But it's Oz, and Oz takes his first series in the NASL very convincingly.
Man, makes Galaxy look like cannon fodder, like Colossus fodder, like Stalker fodder.
It was just, yeah, great games by Oz. Great strategies, nice timings. I don't really have much to add, but
yeah, he was decisive. He was quick about it. He just pretty much crushed Oz.
Force fields. I know the highlights.
Did some gambling, man.
Yeah,
definitely did some gambling, but I think they were calculated gambles.
Second game, I find a little bit risky as well. He had a small scout off, but if the guy just makes suddenly a ton of roaches and takes an extra extractor, uses that gas to go for a lot of roaches, I don't think that adding this target is necessary. Yes, it's very comfortable in case you have to deal with mutas or whatnot, and yes, you see a lot more. But I think playing it with robots is a little bit better.
I feel like it might even be specifically for mutas. Hey, I'm going to build this Stargate because there's no way I survive mutas. I don't know. Maybe one day we'll get a chance to talk to Oz about builds like that. That game brought to you guys by Twitch TV, our streaming partner and our stream provider. Nothing that you guys are watching right now would be possible without those guys. Except the logo behind me is the North American Starlight. Also, none of this would be possible without those guys. So we are going to kick it to a very short break. Our next game, Puma versus Hune. And then our final game of the night will be Xenio versus Naniwa. Roddy's match to look forward to, and Roddy gets to cast it.
Whee!
Don't go anywhere, guys. More NASL when we get back.